Hiya, fam. Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm Joe.
I'm Dan.
We're back with another reaction. It's another pitch meeting, and we're starting on a whole new series. Which one is that, Dan?
So we're moving on to the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Iron Man.
I never thought we'd see the day where we'd be doing this, but
We ran out of stuff to watch.
we did, guys. So let's go see what these turd tacos look like. Cheers to you, fam. Enjoy.
So you have a script for me? Yes, sir, I do. So we're gonna follow Tony Stark, who's a billionaire playboy weapons manufacturer. Oh, a playboy, huh? Yeah, and towards the beginning of the movie, this reporter, Christine Everhart, is really gonna challenge him on the ethics of selling weapons. Oh, well, that's good, because sometimes when there's a playboy character in movies, there's a tendency to objectify women and get kind of... And then Tony's gonna
Nonsense.
bang her. Oh, he is. And then Tony's assistant Pepper is gonna call her trash and kick her out of the house. Oh my god. Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. Well, okay then.
So much for
anyway,
that.
Tony's gonna go to Afghanistan to show off a new weapon called the Jericho to the US military. Sounds like something they could do in the US. There's lots of weapons testing facilities. Yeah, well, they're gonna do it in Afghanistan because I need it for the story. Fair enough. So
Sure,
later, he's
sure,
gonna be
yeah.
in a convoy that's gonna get attacked by terrorists. Uh-oh. And one of his own missiles is gonna blow up in his face. That's not good.
No,
and so
it's
then
not.
he's gonna be held captive by the terrorists, and he's gonna have this thing in his chest that's using a car battery to power a magnet to keep a piece of shrapnel from entering his heart.
kinda
I have to
gross.
say, it sounds like you pinned him in a situation that's gonna be impossible to get out of. Actually, it's gonna be super easy.
Barely
an
an inconvenience.
Shouldn't
oh,
be.
really? Yeah, see, the terrorists want him to build them a Jericho missile, so they give him a bunch of weapons materials and mostly leave him alone.
Well, that's a bad idea.
super
Yeah.
reckless. They also leave him with the doctor guy that saved his life, who's like the nicest dude. But there's a guard in the room or something, right? No, they are
Nope.
kind of keeping an eye on things through a security camera, though. Why not have a guard in the room keeping an eye on things? Because that works. Anyway,
He's
since
smart.
Tony Stark has a bunch of weapon building material and little to no supervision and a new best friend to help him out, he's gonna build a kind of Iron Man suit powered by a mini arc reactor. A
kinda
mini
cool.
arc reactor? Yeah, it's like a super powerful energy source to power the magnet so he doesn't have to carry a car battery around. Wow. Yeah, and the doctor guy is gonna be like, whoa, this thing could run your heart for like 50 lifetimes. Wait, is the thing running Tony's heart or powering powering the magnet. So why would that guy say that? I don't know. What a strange guy. Yeah. So anyway, Tony's gonna kill a
Kinda.
bunch of
Useful
terrorists and
information.
there's gonna be fire and explosions. How's Tony able to see out of the suit? Well, the mask has some pretty massive eye holes. And the fires and explosions don't roast his eyeballs? They do not. Oh,
Lucky him.
fireproof eyeballs
What a
are
miracle.
tight. Yeah, so then Tony's gonna go back to the US and the first thing he does is go to Burger King. Well, actually, I was thinking he could go to... No, I'm telling you that the first thing he does is go to Burger King. I already cashed a check from them. Oh, it's a
oh, for
product
God's sake.
placement thing. Okay, what does he get
They're
from
kinda
Burger King?
sponsoring
A
this.
cheeseburger and probably diarrhea, if we're being honest. I'll add it into the script. Probably just the cheeseburger part, though. So what does he do after that? Well, now he's changed and he wants to do good, so he announces that his company's not going to make weapons anymore. Won't that jeopardize the entire company and cause hundreds of people to lose their jobs?
Yes.
Probably. Kind of weird that his first good act is going to destroy hundreds of families. Whoops. Whoopsie. So anyway, then Tony's going to build himself a really good Iron Man suit. Okay. And he's going to have a hard time getting it to fly, but eventually he's going to get the hang of it. And what does he do with it? Well, he goes to kill people and then accidentally blows up a US fighter jet. This guy kind of sucks. Kinda. Wow. And who else is in the movie? We're also going to have
There's
this
a learning
guy,
curve.
Obadiah Stane. Oh, so he's the bad guy? How could you tell? Well, his name is Obadiah Stane, so I figured he's either a bad guy or a general in the American Civil War.
Wow.
That does make the most sense. So anyway, Obadiah works on building his own Iron Man type suit. So you're saying the bad guy has similar powers as the hero, but uses them for evil? Exactly. Okay, before you say anything else, I love that and I want to do it over and over again in any movies we make. Won't that
no.
get kind of repetitive? I don't know. Well, okay then. So what else happens? Well, Obadiah can't figure out the mini arc reactor thing, so he paralyzes Tony and steals his. Uh-oh, is he gonna kill him? No, he's gonna explain his evil plan to him and then leave him for dead. Why wouldn't he just kill him, though? Because there has to be a final fight. Fair enough. So then there's gonna be a final fight. Right. And
Of
Obadiah
course.
is a really good fighter, so it's super tough for Tony. Didn't we have a whole thing where it takes Tony a while to figure out how to use the suit properly? Yeah, well, Obadiah's gonna get the hang of it immediately. Wow. So then they're gonna have a crazy public fight and Obadiah's gonna throw cars around and stuff. What's his plan here exactly? Well, I guess it's to murder Tony in a very public way and hope that solves all his problems. Doesn't
Ooh.
seem like it would.
No.
Yeah,
That's
that
not
wouldn't
the
work.
best plan. Huh. So anyway, Tony's gonna fly so high up that Obadiah's suit freezes and he's gonna fall all the way back down to Earth. Wow, so he dies? No, he's completely fine. How? I don't know. Fair enough. So then Tony's gonna get
Shock
Pepper to
absorbers.
overload this giant arc reactor thing so it blows up and kills Obadiah. Wouldn't that also kill kill Tony. It would and it should, but it won't. Very lucky. And so yeah, that's about it. Wow. So what do you think? Well, it sounds like a pretty fun superhero movie. Okay. So yeah, I say let's give it a shot. I doubt it'll lead to anything huge, but we can give it a try.
Nope, nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all.
No. I mean, who in their right mind's going to make anything else after that?
No, there's nothing there.
Now, fam, hopefully you know we were just kidding there. We know it came after that.
Honestly, though, we joke about that, but this was like the only Marvel movie that I saw in theaters because everyone was talking about it, and I just kind of walked away like, man.
This one was the only one you saw in theaters?
Yeah, I think at the time it was like a really big deal when it came out. It was really popular, so I'll go see it because I had nothing else to do at the time. And I was just kind of like, it wasn't that great, and then somehow it turns into the giant multi-billion-dollar franchise.
You know, I gotta tell you, I've never been a big superhero person.
Mm-hmm.
That's never been my thing. I didn't catch all of these movies. I can tell you, I didn't watch the Iron Mans in theater.
Yeah.
At all. I didn't watch the Captain Americas. Somebody drugged me to Thor. And that was that. I saw like the Avengers in the theaters, of course, but that was it.
Yeah, I think the strength of the franchise really, depended on it building up to this bigger thing. We have all these characters there, and you're kind of like really invested in their lives and everything. As standalone movies, they don't tend to be as good, I don't think.
I think you're right, because they all have to follow their own path. You wait until you've had a few characters movies, and then you have an Avengers movie, and then you have more character movies after that to introduce more Avengers. Then you have another Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And then guess what comes after that? A whole new phase of character movies, and then another Avengers movie.
It's very much like the comics. It just keeps going and going and going. There's no end to the stories for these characters.
Exactly. And some of these guys got like trilogies out there just for themselves.
And more.
And more, yeah.
Yeah, Thor got a whole trilogy and it got more than that.
And Captain America only got like 2 or 3 by himself, so.
Yeah.
I say by himself, but like it was practically in another Avengers movie anyway.
Right.
So yeah, they were okay. They were very well like put together, but for me they were just way too PG. And the comics were never that PG, so.
That's fair. I think for me, it was just, I was never a big comic book person. You talk about you're never big on superheroes. I was never big on comics in particular. So, the whole expanded universe nature of the comics never really appealed to me, which is why the whole idea of, say, hey, we're going to have all these different heroes come together. Not the greatest idea, and don't get me wrong, some of the movies are enjoyable.
Sure.
I don't go out of my way to rewatch them either. It's one of those things where like if I see it on TV, I might watch it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to play the DVD.
No, I think I understand exactly where you're coming from there. I'm kind of the same way. I think if I had my choice of any of them to watch, I prefer just watching the Avengers movies. They kind of sum up where everything leads into, and you don't really have to watch too much to get them.
And there's a certain epicness to them that you don't have with some of the smaller entries too.
Yes. Like there's some of those movies I just like, they're just boring to me. But other people like can't get enough of them.
Right.
Which that's fine, that's your thing. But for me, it's like whatever, man. It's just played. It was played out before it ever got a chance to play, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think a lot of the appeal for like Iron Man specifically, was seeing, I guess,
Robert Downey.
Yeah, Robert Downey develop the whole suit and go through the trials of that. I remember that being pretty fun. Him learning how to use the thrusters on the suit and just getting familiar with how the whole thing works.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. His character was pretty great.
His character was really good. He had a lot of charisma.
Yeah.
He had some good humor. He was a really well fleshed out character, and I think Robert Downey did a good job with the character.
I think so. I really think they had something with him. Killing him off sucked because he was probably the best part of what they had, in my opinion.
That's also why his death is, so meaningful, is because he is one of the best characters in the whole franchise.
No, that's true. But when you killed him, I feel like that's where it should have stopped.
It would have been a perfect ending for the whole thing. But, like you said, with comics, there's so much stuff out there you can explore as far as ideas and characters. It's hard to believe that they would just stop.
Yeah. But I mean, in this case, we're just talking about the first Iron Man.
Yeah.
And even that was kind of incredible, too, because it was right at the beginning and before you really knew where this franchise was going to take off to. And you're really just kind of watching him put together his identity as both Tony Stark, who is in fact Iron Man.
Yeah.
You're watching his humble beginning. I say humble beginnings. Humble
as
beginnings.
A billionaire, yeah.
Humble beginnings as Iron Man, not as Tony Stark.
Right.
But his humble beginnings as Iron Man, where he's trying to keep shards from entering his heart, which you should have had those just surgically removed a long time ago.
I don't know why you didn't.
When you came back, there was no need to just put that in there.
You can just build like a really, really strong magnet and just like yank them out.
It's like, come on, man. You used a box of like spare parts to build a magnet and then got home and used better parts to build a better one?
Yeah, like there's got to be an easier way to do this, right?
Come on.
Well, clearly he's an engineer, not a doctor, so.
I mean, eventually he did have him surgically removed.
Yeah.
I'm like, what, you couldn't do that until now?
Shouldn't have taken as long as it did, but yes, he did.
So be it. But I mean, this is Tony Stark. I mean, I'm sure part of that was either because the technology to take it out didn't exist yet, safely anyway, and part of it could have just been part of his ego. I don't know. Somebody out there knows better than I do.
Yeah,
So,
kind of just a little bit of unnecessary drama there.
I think so. But folks, I don't think any more needs to be said. I think you get the point, we get the point. We are going to do more of these. We expect a lot of these to start coming out. So, but as always, if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, like the videos, hit the bells, check us out on all the things up there, guys. Like and subscribe again, and let us know your thoughts in the comments, guys. But until next time, this is Cocktail Flicks. I'm Joe,
I'm Dan.
and we'll catch you on the flip side. Cheers to you, fam. Cheers to you, Dan.
Cheers to you, Joe.
Later, guys.